Stories and Documentary Network.
Deep within the heart of Cambodia lies Angkor Thom, once the thriving capital of the Khmer Empire. Rising above the dense jungle, the Bayon Temple commands attention with its forest of towers, each crowned by colossal stone faces. These serene visages, gazing in every direction, seem to hold a silent understanding of a world long vanished. Who carved these monumental faces, and why? Why do they smile, their expressions frozen in enigmatic serenity, as if guarding secrets that time itself cannot reveal? Built in the late 12th century under King Jayavarman VII, Bayon diverges from the grandiosity of Angkor Wat. While Angkor Wat honors Vishnu, Bayon embodies the fusion of Buddhism and kingship, its visage-filled towers radiating both spiritual devotion and political authority. Scholars debate whether the faces portray the compassionate bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara or the king himself, immortalized in stone to watch over his empire. As we embark on this journey into the heart of Bayon, we will explore its architecture, symbolism, and the mysteries that have puzzled archaeologists for centuries. Each stone face holds a story, a riddle etched in sandstone, inviting us to peer into the mind of a civilization that mastered the art of blending divinity, power, and mystery. To understand Bayon, one must first comprehend the grandeur and complexity of the Khmer Empire. Flourishing from the 9th to the 15th centuries, the Khmer Empire dominated much of Southeast Asia, controlling vast territories across modern-day Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, and southern Vietnam. Its capital, Angkor, became one of the largest urban centers of the medieval world, a testament to the ingenuity, power, and ambition of its rulers. The empire's society was hierarchical and tightly woven with religious beliefs. Kings were not merely political leaders. They were seen as divine intermediaries, bridging the realm of mortals with the celestial world. This concept of the Deva Raja, or God King, ensured that the monarch's authority was absolute and that temples, palaces, and waterworks were not merely functional. They were symbols of divine order manifested in stone. Monumental architecture served as both religious devotion and political propaganda, a tangible reminder of the king's omnipresent influence. During its golden age, the Khmer Empire undertook remarkable engineering feats. Its hydraulic systems, including massive reservoirs called barrays and an intricate network of canals, showcased advanced understanding of water management. These feats supported agriculture, sustained urban life, and enabled monumental temple construction, reflecting a civilization that seamlessly combined practicality with spiritual devotion. The Khmer Empire was also a crucible of religious transformation. Early rulers, inspired by Hindu cosmology, dedicated their monuments to gods such as Vishnu and Shiva. Angkor Wat, the empire's most famous temple, epitomizes this synthesis, its design reflecting Mount Meru, the sacred mountain at the center of the universe. Yet by the late 12th century, under the visionary rule of Jayavarman VII, Buddhism gained prominence. The king championed Mahayana Buddhism, promoting compassion and enlightenment as guiding principles, which shaped the construction of Bayon. Bayon represents a pivotal moment in Khmer history, a bridge between the empire's Hindu past and Buddhist future. Its construction coincided with military campaigns and territorial expansion, reflecting both spiritual devotion and political strategy. The temple's towers and stone faces were intended to project the king's power while simultaneously invoking divine guardianship. The Khmer Empire's cultural achievements extended beyond temples and engineering. Its artisans mastered sculpture, stone carving, and bas-relief narrative art, immortalizing historical events, mythological tales, and everyday life in intricate detail. These works were not mere decoration. They were records of a civilization's worldview, a narrative of kingship, religion, and society. Yet, despite its might, the empire was not impervious to decline. Internal strife, environmental changes, and external invasions eventually weakened Khmer dominance, leaving Angkor and its monuments to the encroaching jungle. Still, the legacy of the Khmer Empire endures through its architectural marvels, particularly Bayon, which continues to captivate with its fusion of artistry, religion, and political symbolism, a frozen echo of a civilization at its zenith. Nestled in the center of Angkor Thom, Bayon Temple rises like a crown of stone above a city of forgotten grandeur. Unlike the linear symmetry of Angkor Wat, Bayon is labyrinthine, a complex maze of corridors, terraces, and galleries that invite both awe and contemplation. Its most striking feature is unmistakable: towering sandstone faces, serene yet inscrutable, gazing from every corner, observing the city below. Bayon's layout is a microcosm of the universe itself. The central tower symbolizes Mount Meru, the mythological axis of the world, the home of the gods. Surrounding this pinnacle are 54 smaller towers, each adorned with 4 faces, representing the omnipresence of divinity, or perhaps the eternal gaze of a king who sought to assert his cosmic authority. As visitors navigate the temple's corridors, they move from the earthly realm toward the spiritual summit, a journey echoed in both architecture and symbolism. The temple's bas-reliefs offer another layer of mystery. Unlike the grand mythological depictions at Angkor Wat, Bayon's carvings portray vivid scenes of daily life, military campaigns, and ceremonial processions. Farmers tilling rice fields, elephants charging into battle, merchants trading along bustling streets, all are immortalized in stone, weaving together a narrative of the Khmer Empire's social, political, and spiritual life. These depictions suggest that Bayon was not only a religious monument, but also a chronicle of the kingdom's achievements. Bayon's architectural ingenuity is further revealed in its intricate corridors, hidden passageways, and carefully aligned stairways. Some scholars suggest that these alignments were intentional, guiding sunlight to illuminate specific carvings during solstices or other celestial events. The temple may have served as a celestial observatory, linking earthly worship with the movements of the heavens, a fusion of art, architecture, and astronomy. The choice of material, sandstone quarried from distant sites, reflects both the empire's logistical prowess and its desire to create a structure that would endure millennia. Carving each colossal face, each intricate relief, demanded not only skill, but immense patience and coordination. The result is a monument where artistry and engineering converge, creating an experience that is at once awe-inspiring and contemplative. Symbolism pervades every element of Bayon. The stone faces, often believed to represent Avalokiteshvara, exude a calm, compassionate presence. Their smiles are enigmatic, appearing gentle from one angle and mysterious from another, embodying the duality of human and divine perception. The temple's towers, terraces, and galleries create layers of meaning, where each ascent brings the visitor closer to the spiritual heart of the structure. Yet Bayon is not merely a monument to spirituality. It is a statement of power. King Jayavarman VII commissioned it during a period of territorial consolidation and expansion, ensuring that the temple would serve both as a place of worship and a projection of royal authority. By integrating divine imagery with the king's own visage, the temple blurs the lines between mortal and divine, embodying the Khmer ideal of the God-King. Even today, Bayon's enigmatic architecture invites wonder and speculation. Every face, every corridor, every relief poses questions. Were these design choices meant to convey religious messages, demonstrate political power, or encode hidden knowledge? The temple's intricate layout and symbolic richness ensure that no visitor leaves without a sense of mystery, as if the stones themselves guard secrets lost to time. As we continue our journey into Bayon, the stone faces will take center stage. Their serene smiles, mysterious identity, and ever-watchful presence offer a glimpse into the Khmer mind, a civilization that transforms stone into stories, and stories into a legacy that continues to captivate the world. The most captivating feature of Bayon Temple is undeniably its stone faces. Towering over corridors and terraces, these colossal visages peer silently in all directions, north, south, east, and west, as though overseeing the empire itself. There are over 200 such faces, each carved with meticulous precision, each exuding a serenity that seems almost supernatural. Yet for centuries, their true identity has puzzled historians, archaeologists, and visitors alike. The faces are often identified with Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva of compassion in Mahayana Buddhism. Their serene smiles and calm countenances evoke an aura of divine empathy, as if the temple itself were a sanctuary for both the living and the dead. These faces convey a sense of omnipresence, suggesting that compassion is everywhere, watching over the empire, unflinching and eternal. The way they gaze from multiple angles implies that the divine is not confined to a single viewpoint. It sees all, knows all, and endures beyond the confines of time. Yet another interpretation links the faces directly to King Jayavarman VII, the visionary ruler who commissioned Bayon. Scholars argue that the king's likeness was embedded in these stone monuments, ensuring that his presence lingered in every corner of Angkor Thom. If true, the faces served a dual purpose: divine guardianship and eternal kingship. They were a stone manifestation of the Khmer Devaraja, the God King, merging mortal authority with divine essence. The expressions themselves are enigmatic. From one angle, a face seems gentle and compassionate. From another, it appears contemplative, almost secretive. This duality invites speculation. Are these the faces of a merciful deity, the stern gaze of a powerful king, or a symbolic blend of both? The ambiguity heightens the temple's aura of mystery, leaving visitors to interpret meaning through their own lens. Placement of the faces also holds significance. Positioned atop towers and at strategic corners, they form a network of observation points. Whether watching over the city, the temple's inhabitants, or even visitors centuries later, their silent vigil imbues Bayon with a living presence. The faces are not mere decoration, they are sentinels, embodiments of authority, spirituality, and cosmic order. Despite extensive study, definitive answers remain elusive. The faces, like the temple itself, guard their secrets well, offering only glimpses into the spiritual and political mind of the Khmer Empire. They invite contemplation, provoking questions that linger long after one leaves the stone corridors, ensuring that Bayon's silent watchers remain timeless witnesses to history. The enigmatic stone faces of Bayon have sparked decades of debate among scholars, leaving room for multiple, sometimes conflicting interpretations. At the heart of this debate lies a fundamental question. Do these faces embody the divine, the king, or a synthesis of both? One prevailing theory identifies the faces with Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva of compassion. In Mahayana Buddhist belief, Avalokiteshvara embodies mercy, watching over humanity and guiding souls toward enlightenment. The serene smiles and meditative expressions of Bayon's faces resonate with this symbolism. The multiplicity of faces suggests omnipresence, the divine gaze encompassing all directions, all aspects of human life. In this interpretation, Bayon is not merely a monument, it is a spiritual sanctuary, a place where the divine presence manifests tangibly in stone. Conversely, some scholars argue that the faces are portraits of King Jayavarman VII himself. This perspective positions the king as the ultimate Devaraja, the God King, whose visage was immortalized to assert both spiritual authority and political dominance. By embedding his image throughout the temple, the king ensured his eternal watch over Angkor Thom, intertwining his rule with divine sanction. This interpretation underscores the Khmer practice of blending political power with religious devotion, creating a temple that functions as both worship site and royal propaganda. Yet a more nuanced view suggests a deliberate ambiguity. The faces may intentionally merge the king with Avalokiteshvara, symbolizing the fusion of human and divine qualities. This synthesis reflects the Khmer philosophical and religious worldview, where rulers were divine intermediaries and compassion was both a spiritual and political virtue. Such a dual meaning aligns with the temple's broader iconography. Bas-reliefs depict warriors and farmers, gods and kings, daily life and cosmic order, blending realms seamlessly. Other interpretations explore cosmological symbolism. Some researchers argue that the temple and its faces represent a cosmic mandala, with the faces serving as watchful guardians of universal harmony. Others posit that the multiple towers and faces create a sacred geometry, aligning with celestial events and reinforcing the connection between heaven, earth, and kingly authority. Ultimately, the ambiguity is intentional. Bayon's stone faces invite contemplation, prompting observers to question not only their identity, but also the intersection of religion, power, and artistry. Were they meant to inspire devotion, reinforce authority, or both? The temple's layered meanings ensure that every interpretation adds a new dimension, and yet none captures the full truth. This duality, divine compassion and regal authority, exemplifies the Khmer Empire's sophistication. It demonstrates an understanding of human perception, of how ambiguity can elevate awe, mystery, and devotion. As we move forward, the evidence from inscriptions, bas-reliefs, and archaeological studies will provide further clues. But even these do not resolve the riddle entirely, leaving Bayon eternally enigmatic. Archaeology and inscriptions provide the clearest glimpses into the origins, purpose, and meaning of Bayon, yet they also deepen the mystery. Scattered throughout the temple are inscriptions that chronicle King Jayavarman VII's accomplishments, military campaigns, and religious devotion. These texts reveal the historical context of Bayon's construction, but rarely clarify the symbolic intent behind the stone faces. The bas-reliefs, meticulously carved into walls and galleries, serve as visual chronicles of the Khmer Empire. Scenes depict bustling city life, royal processions, and military campaigns, as well as interactions between humans and the divine. Farmers tend rice paddies, elephants march into battle, and citizens engage in trade and religious ceremonies. These carvings demonstrate the empire's complex social and political structure, and they immortalize the daily rhythms of a civilization at its peak. Excavations have revealed that Bayon's construction was methodical and precise. Sandstone, quarried from distant sites, was transported with immense effort, and artisans carved faces with remarkable uniformity. The placement of towers and faces appears deliberate, possibly reflecting both political symbolism and spiritual cosmology. Some researchers suggest that the alignment of certain galleries and openings corresponds with celestial events, such as solstices or equinoxes, hinting at astronomical knowledge integrated into temple design. Recent discoveries have further enriched our understanding. Restoration efforts have uncovered fragments of statues and inscriptions that link Bayon's artistic style with other temples in the Angkor complex, suggesting a continuity of religious and artistic traditions. For instance, a Buddha statue unearthed at Ta Prohum exhibits design characteristics similar to Bayon's faces, indicating a shared iconography and philosophical vision across the empire. Yet despite the wealth of material evidence, definitive answers remain elusive. Inscriptions rarely explain why the stone faces were multiplied, why they smile in such enigmatic ways, or whether they represent the king, Avalokiteshvara, or both. Archaeology provides context and craftsmanship insights, but it cannot fully capture the spiritual and symbolic intention behind Bayon's design. The juxtaposition of historical documentation with artistic expression underscores the temple's complexity. Every carving, every inscription, every stone face speaks simultaneously of human ingenuity, spiritual devotion, and political power. Bayon is thus both a historical record and a profound mystery, a place where stone becomes narrative, where artistry becomes devotion, and where every discovery raises as many questions as it answers. Even with centuries of research, Bayon retains its aura of intrigue. Archaeologists and historians continue to puzzle over the faces, the bas-reliefs, and the temple's intricate geometry, each discovery shedding light yet leaving shadows behind. The temple is not merely a relic of the past, it is a living enigma, an invitation to witness and ponder the sophisticated, mysterious civilization that created it. The decline of the Khmer Empire in the 15th century cast a shadow over Angkor, and Bayon, like its neighboring temples, was gradually abandoned. Once bustling corridors fell silent, terraces were overtaken by creeping roots, and the stone faces, though weathered, continued their silent vigil over a city fading into legend. Despite centuries of neglect, Bayon's artistry and spiritual resonance endured, a testament to a civilization that had mastered both stone and story. In the modern era, Bayon has become a symbol of Khmer cultural identity and ingenuity. Restoration efforts, particularly by the Japanese government team for the safeguarding of Angkor, JSA, since the 1990s, have meticulously stabilized towers, conserved bas-reliefs, and restored the temple's structural integrity. Through these efforts, The enigmatic faces, once obscured by vines and erosion, have re-emerged, allowing visitors to experience the full grandeur of their gaze. Bayon's legacy extends beyond conservation. Its innovative combination of spiritual, political, and artistic expression influenced subsequent Southeast Asian architecture. Temples and monuments across Cambodia, Thailand, and Laos bear echoes of its intricate bas-reliefs, towering structures, and the iconic stone faces. Artists and architects continue to draw inspiration from Bayon's synthesis of form, function, and meaning, proving that its creative influence transcends time. Moreover, Bayon has captivated the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and travelers worldwide. Its enigmatic faces, labyrinthine layout, and cosmic symbolism provide a lens through which we glimpse the sophisticated worldview of the Khmer Empire. It is not only a monument to the past, but a dialogue across centuries, a bridge connecting us to the ambitions, faith, and artistry of a civilization that continues to fascinate. Yet for all we have learned, Bayon retains an aura of mystery. Its stone faces still smile enigmatically. Its galleries echo silently with stories of kings and deities, and its purpose continues to inspire interpretation. In this blend of history, art, and spirituality lies Bayon's enduring power, a temple that transcends time, leaving an indelible mark on both the landscape and the human imagination. Despite centuries of scholarship, Bayon Temple continues to resist definitive explanation. Its enigmatic design and stone faces invite speculation and alternative theories that challenge conventional interpretations. Some researchers propose that the temple's intricate alignment of towers and corridors was intended as an astronomical observatory. Certain openings and passages may correspond to the solstices or equinoxes, suggesting a sophisticated understanding of celestial cycles intertwined with spiritual ritual. If true, Bayon was not only a monument of devotion, but also a cosmic instrument, linking the earthly and celestial realms. Other theorists emphasize political symbolism over spiritual intent. They argue that Bayon was designed to project King Jayavarman VII's authority, its omnipresent faces serving as eternal reminders of his power. In this view, the temple's labyrinthine corridors, multiple towers, and commanding presence were intended to awe, impress, and intimidate both subjects and potential rivals. The dual interpretation, as both religious sanctuary and political manifesto, underscores the Khmer Empire's sophistication in blending devotion with dominance. Yet some mysteries remain unresolved even after decades of study. Why are the faces uniformly serene despite the depiction of battles and human toil in the bas-reliefs? Were hidden chambers, long lost to time, meant to contain knowledge or rituals now forgotten? Could the smiles hold symbolic codes, philosophical teachings, or secret messages for initiates? Such questions fuel alternative theories, from esoteric spiritual practices to lost knowledge of advanced engineering. Even the temple's construction raises enigmas. The sheer scale, uniformity, and precision of the stone faces suggest not only masterful artisanship, but also advanced logistical planning. Yet the techniques remain partly unknown. How were massive stones transported, carved, and positioned with such consistency across dozens of towers? Scholars continue to debate these methods, adding another layer to Bayon's aura of mystery. Bayon, then, is both revealed and concealed, a place where artistry, power, and belief converge. Every discovery opens new doors, yet the temple's secrets remain tantalizingly just out of reach. It is this tension between knowledge and mystery that keeps Bayon alive in the imagination, inviting scholars, travelers, and dreamers alike to explore, question, and marvel. Bayon Temple stands as an enduring testament to the ingenuity, faith, and vision of the Khmer Empire. Its stone faces, serene yet inscrutable, continue to gaze upon a world vastly changed from the one that created them. Each face, each corridor, each relief speaks simultaneously of devotion, power, and mystery, reminding us of a civilization that transformed stone into a narrative of the divine and the human. Though archaeology, inscriptions, and historical research provide insights, the true meaning of Bayon remains elusive. Were the stone faces Avalokiteshvara the king himself, or a deliberate fusion of both? Were its towers cosmic symbols, political statements, or sacred mandalas? The temple offers no single answer, only layers of meaning that invite interpretation, contemplation, and wonder. As we leave Bayon, the faces remain, timeless and silent, guardians of secrets lost to the centuries. Their enigmatic smiles endure, a bridge between past and present, inviting us to ponder not only the achievements of the Khmer Empire, but also the enduring mysteries that shape human history. Bayon does not yield its story easily. It challenges us to look deeper, think harder, and marvel eternally at a civilization that mastered the art of enigma.